クレイトスに出発なさる前に思い切って告白したの。そうしたら14歳未満じゃないからダメだとはっきり。
今までのいい話が台無し。
私を傷つけないための方便だと思っていたら、本当にクレイトスから小さな子を連れて
助けたい。
The thieving kitten. Yo, the do-over damsel is one of the gems of the fall season. I don't think I have laughed as hard as I did in days with this episode. Like, one of the things that was always like really charming immediately about the show was how expressive the show is, right? Like how expressive each of the characters are and how expressive they are. Like all of Jill's like disgusted looks and stuff. They just nail it so perfectly. But then this episode, being called a thieving kitten from the girl who was originally going to be the Emperor's fiance, freaking hilarious. To the Emperor telling his big sob story of how he was the cursed prince, on how all the other crown princes kept dying on each of his birthdays. And as the story finished, she looks at the little dragon Rave or Rav or whatever. She just looks at him like, and the dragon's like, nah, like, it wasn't me. Like, I didn't do it. He was gonna become emperor anyways. It wasn't me. And she's just like, because that's the same thought I had. I was like, as she's telling the story, I was like, yo, this dragon go on a murder spree? Like, what happened to your boy? And she had the same thought. And just that scene alone, I had to pause it. I was dying. I was dying of laughter. Like, I laughed so effing hard at that. Just the way she looks at him like it's too convenient. Even her, she was like, yo, I don't believe this for nothing. She was like, yo, you were doing that? That was effing hilarious. And then, you know, winning her over with croissants and the promise of eggs Benedict in the morning, like, just hilarious stuff. And him being like a big lolicon, hilarious stuff. And it's just so effing funny. Also, and I think it was like towards the end of the episode too. There was like one more just like extremely funny. Oh yeah. So she's in the dungeon or like prison or whatever. She's being held with the Marquise's daughter. And the Marquise's daughter is telling Jill like this big story of like why she has not an obsession, but why she's in love with the Emperor and everything else. And she's going on like, oh yeah, she used to talk to dragons, and he's kind of saved her from, you know, from her dad because she was a big disappointment, blah, blah, blah. And as she finishes her sob story, he's like, but he rejected me because I'm too old. I'm older than 14. He wants someone younger than 14. And she was like, yo, that ruined the whole story. She's like, you ruined the whole vibe with that thing. You ruined his whole, like, whatever I was imagining him to be, you ruined the whole thing. And I was like, yeah. That's a big ruiner. It's like, yeah, this freaking lolicon ass dude wants some little girl. It's just so, oh my God. Oh, and the fact that in the episode too, he hit us with the most diabolical metaphor ever. She was like, oh, we'll have to wait because I'm a child right now till I'm an adult till we can officiate it. And he's like, hey, adults are just grown children. Yo, I was dying. I was laughing so effing hard. The way he said it too with such passion. He's like, adults are really just children who have grown up, or like children who have grown or whatever. It's like, yo, what the hell? Like, don't try to make it seem okay. And she was like, yo, what? So man, just funny stuff, and it's just naturally funny, and that's why I love when shows and, you know, when anime shows, like when they're not forcing the comedy, when it's just kind of like this natural thing, like this natural comedy that's just occurring as the episode unfolds. Like that is chef's kiss. That's the best kind of comedy, is when it's just kind of natural. Like it's just happening with two characters, you know, bantering or going back between each other. It's just happening as, you know, there's this story being told or another story being told or someone's past being told. And it's just these really funny moments. And then you top it all off with JC Staff's amazing art that they're doing. And with her expressions, like Jill just like just disgusted. It's just like, oh my God. It's just so good. So yeah, Do Over Damsel, episode 2, like 10 out of 10. Like this episode, like I mean, I was laughing. Like your boy was laughing. I was laughing. Like I'm telling you, I was like, I had like little tears. I had to go like that. You'd have to wipe my face because like I was laughing. So like just on that alone, entertainment value 10 out of 10. Let's call it reviewer score. You know, reviewer hat 8 out of 10. I'm sure I can find and be really nitpicky with some of the things if I were to be like real, you know, I'm gonna be a reviewer. You know, I'm gonna go do that really thing. But really, entertainment wise, like this was a 10 out of 10. Like this episode was just so good, so funny, and it legitimately did introduce a lot of things. Right? It introduced on how the Emperor got to the crown. It introduced on how he can only see Rave or Rav. It introduced that his mother, you know, basically disowned him because he could see the dragon. It introduced us that the dragons haven't been visible to like the past God knows how many emperors. It introduced us to a potential fiance and love rival. It introduced us to like a coup going on here with them trying to use Jill as saying, oh, this other country's invading, but that's not the case at all. It introduced a really cool suicide storyline that's supposed to occur with this Marquise daughter girl that may or may not happen now. Basically, she just got used and abused to start a war. It introduced us to the two characters that she knows when she's a little bit older coming back into play now at the end of the episode. So like, oh, and it also introduced like her new, like a fire or passion within her of like, stop living in the past, live in the now and change shit now. So like all of that stuff, fantastic. So yeah, Do Over Damsel, this episode was just so good. Not only because it was really funny and everything else that I said, but because it was actually like genuinely good, you know? So yeah, episode fantastic. Loved it. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching this video. As always, make sure you guys leave me a like before you guys dip out. Lets YouTube know that I don't suck. So I definitely appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 3. Stay up. Peace out.